Just kidding.
Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2. That's right. Welcome to another edition of We Love Red Grooves, coming to you live from the studios of Hollywood, California, on the UBN Radio TV Network.com. That's right. We're on UBNRadio.com, channel 1. Tune in every Monday night where we bring you the magic of the music and the music of the magic here on We Love Red Grooves. I'm your host, C. Mose, giving it to you the most right now, man, in that acapella of what we came in with tonight. Boy, we getting ready to celebrate great voices, great tenors, great baritones, all the way down to the bottom, back up to the top. So we got
we got heavy hitters.
This is royalty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great royalty here tonight on We Love Red Grooves. But as I say, every Monday night I can't do the show without starting off with my cast and crew with the world famous DJ DeVoe. What you say, man?
Hey.
What's going on, brother, man?
Man, I need to write these brothers a check. They done helped me set up many parties, especially the money parties. That's when you play their music.
That's the money parties?
That's sophisticated.
Sophistication.
Man, if it could have been a bar mitzvah. We used to play a lot of it at bar mitzvahs, or it could have been like the links. So, it was high end. That's the prime cut right here we got in the studio. So,
we got prime cut tonight.
We got prime cut
voices. Okay,
yeah.
I got you, brother.
The real deal.
Real deal Holyfield.
No auto-tune.
No. No added flavors or preservatives. It's all natural.
Very much so.
Talk to me. DJ Reg, what you say, brother?
What's going on? Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing?
Going great, man.
Good.
Everything good in your world, man?
Very much so.
I like that. I just came back from the Steel City.
Yeah, I understand.
You understand?
I stole this, man, out of Hawaii when I was on my.
Don't tell nobody. We don't. Steeler
I
fans
stole
don't.
this, man.
Steeler fans don't.
I'm just kidding.
Steeler fans, baby.
Yeah, I am a Steeler fan.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even know that.
Welcome to the Steeler country.
Yeah, there we are.
Thank you.
I just left the Steel Town. Y'all did an excellent job last week, man.
Thank you.
I miss being here, but you guys held it on. The
she put it down.
She put it down.
Yeah, she did.
I tell men all the time, there's nothing wrong with being potty trained.
Exactly.
Wow.
I'm a segue.
Right, we had to put her in her place a few times, man.
I'm a segue to the beautiful, lovely, talented voice of our co-host, Miss Shantini Irie. Hey.
What's going on?
Hey.
I didn't know. Last week, I didn't know she was from Pittsburgh. All that research I did.
I know, the 1 week that you missed.
Maxie, yes.
Yeah.
Maxie Bond.
I gotta go ahead and she knows some
people you know, yeah.
Yeah, some people I know.
She might tell us about Junebug, for real.
No.
Junebug?
She might know Junebug.
No, she didn't know. She knew about the hill, though, didn't she?
Yeah, she said not to go on that side of town.
That's right. Never work, never will. Always keep a dollar bill. A shout out to my hometown that I just visited. It's definitely growing, man.
Is it?
Good things. Yeah.
You survived, huh? You made it home.
No, it's not. The hill is not like it used to be. Gentrification.
They gentrified it.
Oh,
all day long. But as we do here every Monday night, we want to thank our sponsors for continuing to support the project here on We Love Red Grooves. As we have Beverly Boys Video Productions, the go-to guys for all your video production needs.
Yeah.
Wings Limousine, where you
ride like a star.
And Sonny
What up,
Jones, the realtor. Sonny Jones. Hey, without further ado, man, we got another just outstanding show. I mean, tonight.
Absolutely.
We have on here, as you guys were saying earlier, royalty, but history. I mean, this group is the most awarded a cappella group in history.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on,
man. Come with me, man. We talking about 10 Grammys.
10? How many?
10. We talking about 10 Dove Awards. If you didn't know, that's the Gospel Music Award.
Wow.
Man, they've received Best Vocal Group honors for 7 consecutive years on the Downbeat prestigious Writers and Critics poll. A Soul Train Music Award.
Ooh.
BRE, you remember Black Radio
exclusive. Come on,
Yeah.
Vocal
Absolutely.
Group of the Year, 2 NAACP Images nomination, induction into the Gospel Hall of Fame, and countless other musical and humanitarian citations, showing man, they're just world renowned. They've been all over the globe. They got audiences in South America, Asia, Eastern, Western Europe. Of course, the state. They even opened up markets in Australia.
Wow.
They have no musical bounds. They've been heralded by Quincy Jones as the baddest vocal cats on the planet. Man, they've played with some of the greatest out there, from Ella Fitzgerald, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, Ray Charles.
Come on now.
Come on, y'all. El Jarreau.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Don Henley.
Yes.
Okay.
James Taylor.
All right.
Katie Lang.
Katie
Yeah.
Man, they
Lang.
go
Come
across
on,
the
man.
board.
All
My
across the
goodness.
board.
Hey.
Patty Austin.
What?
Randy Travis.
Yes.
Randy.
Love.
Threw down with Queen Latifah. Cheryl Crow.
Wow.
Wow. They go
Marsalis's. BB and CC1. Do I have to keep going? No.
I'm stuck on
I-
Katie Lane.
Okay, what about we need some blues. Now what? No blues?
They got some blues.
Yeah.
They're going to tell us about the blues. I mean, they performed on
I see
soundtracks.
country. I got country. We got R&B.
I mean, they've been on the soundtrack of Do the Right Thing, John Singleton's Boys in the Hood, Warren
Wow.
Beatty's Dick Tracy, Glenn. I didn't know they did Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, and the theme to the TV show Martin. Y'all didn't know that, right? I mean, it
Man.
was 6 cats, man. It came out.
Still
started-
6 of them, right?
Yeah, it's
Well,
still
you-
6
okay,
of them.
all
But
right.
I mean,
They didn't
tonight
add- they didn't add a few more, did they?
they had the Kibble Brothers.
They ran out
Mark
of
and
parts.
Joel.
They were-
Christian has been with them. And also the founder, which would be Claude McKnight. But tonight, we got 2 of the original members with us live in studio, and no other than Alvin Chea and Dave Thomas. So without further ado, we're going to welcome into the Groove Studios the world-renowned, fabulous Take 6.
Hey!
Man, this is such an
Wow,
honor.
man. You
This
make
is a-
And I got to send a shout out to this brother right here. I actually DJ'd his birthday party.
Exactly.
So we got it.
boogied
Yeah,
many
we
a
got
time.
it. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, for my wife, for me,
Yep.
yeah. That's right. That's the go-to cat right there.
That's right.
That's a
There you
great
go.
connection right there. Here in the
So you
Groove
do
Studio.
owe them some checks.
Yeah,
huh?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they owe him some shit.
They owe him a tip. They might owe him a tip.
And if he ain't get it, Big Red will go.
No,
over
I was
and get
treated
it.
quite well. Yeah, they
all
took care
good.
of me. I'm good.
We're glad to be here, man. Thanks for having us.
Man, thanks for making this happen, man. It's been many moons in the making, but
Indeed.
I appreciate it. We are honored to have you here. And today,
Absolutely,
we're going to take
absolutely.
it to the Take 6 story, man.
All
Come
right
on.
now.
Come on.
All I got to say is, do you validate?
Yes. For y'all, yes.
For
Ten,
some
look,
others,
10
I don't know.
Grammys. Look, we
A
gonna
lot
take
of
care of. Look,
credits.
if the car gets towed, we gonna go get the car,
Yeah.
pay for it, put gas in it,
And bring it back.
Yes,
and bring it
yes.
back details.
Absolutely.
Y'all see my face, though, like,
Yeah, it's like,
Really?
oh, we gonna do all
How you
that.
spelling validate?
Y'all heard that.
Come on, Big Red.
come on, man. Man, we ain't pay our studio bill yet. You trying to get that in. Tony like,
Yeah. Tony's just chuckling. I see that. Yeah.
hey, man, as we do with all our guests that come to the studio, we just want to know, how did it get started? I mean, we say this every week. I guess we can say it with you guys. Did y'all come out of the womb a cappella and, like, hey?
Not quite the womb, but it was something like that.
Yeah, but we grew up in basically 6 different areas of the country.
Okay.
Man.
Just everybody kind of had the similar background. We came together in Huntsville, Alabama, and
But where are you from?
at San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Go Dubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you from, Dave?
Boy,
I was
yes.
born in Brooklyn, but at the time I was living in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Going down and visiting the grandmamas or something?
No, my parents lived there. My grandparents did move there.
Okay.
And then my parents moved there because my dad was a cop in Brooklyn, and he didn't want to raise his family there anymore with all the stuff that he was seeing. So
Right.
I think I moved to Huntsville around 5.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's most of your life. You're a
Yeah.
Huntsville guy.
Exactly.
Alabama
They still
driving
live
license.
Roll
there now.
Tide,
Same
huh?
house. Exactly.
205.
256 now.
256.
It was
You
now.
know, it was
205.
205. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's back in the day.
So we were just another campus group. But there were so many groups on campus that we had to kind of separate ourselves. So we threw a couple more parts in, and the harmonies got a little thicker. And so when we would sing, they would kind of look at us like, what are these guys doing? And one thing led to another. We got ourselves a manager. They put a showcase together. Record people were there. We didn't realize they were there because the people we thought we invited didn't come. And next thing you know, 48 hours later, we were signing to Warner Brothers.
So this
Now,
was down
what-
in Huntsville? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
What year was that?
So some of the stuff that he was saying. So Claude actually had a quartet back in 1980 when he first got to Oakwood College, and they would rehearse in the bathroom, as the story goes.
Yeah.
They had Vinny and I weren't in the group yet, so I think in 1985 they were graduating from college, and we were just coming into college.
Okay.
So. 3 of the guys actually just left the group altogether. The other 3 said, we still want to keep doing this. That's when we joined the group.
Right.
And shortly after that, maybe a year and a half after that, we did our showcase that he was talking about. Right. That was in 1987.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So was everybody's area of study music, or did some of you guys want to major in something else and music was just what you were good at?
No, so remember I was telling you I grew up in Huntsville, so I was studying chemical engineering. So the school at Oakwood didn't have that major, so I was going to University of Alabama. Claude, I think, was a music major. You were an English major, journalism.
Yeah, broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mark was an
We can hear it in
accounting
the voice. We can hear
major.
that voice.
Merv was a music major, and at the time Cedric was a music major as well. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So were you guys doing any? How about high school? Were you doing anything in high school that was musically inclined?
So as Vin was telling you this, the Oakwood University has a rich heritage of just vocal music. You'll have choirs, you'll have trios, you'll have different combinations of singers, but a lot of times it would be a cappella. And so because of that, when I was in high school, Claude and his group, Claude, Mark, and Merv, I used to come to the same performances. I had my little group ever since I was in like middle school, and we would perform on some of the same stages
What
with
was the
them.
name of your group?
What was mine was... Can't
Mighty
hardly
Mites?
remember.
No, Mighty Mites.
You sound like me. That's what I was.
No, they
Little
before
Mike's
they
in the-
became Alliance, because I remember Sounds of Distinction was their group, and so we were the Sons of Sound.
Sons
of
The
Sound.
Sons of Sound.
Sound like a
Yeah, at the time,
sounds like the Temptations when they
You
had
know
the
what I mean?
primes and the,
Right.
and the other
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
Sounds like
depending on who's the front man.
exactly.
Yeah, so we were doing that, and like Vin said, every time Mark's or Merv's groups, because they had different groups, would get on the stage, it was so amazing. We would just be, that was what we tried to emulate.
Right.
And so in 1985, I had just graduated high school. They asked me to join the group. And I think later on that summer, we got Vin joined the group as well. So yeah, we've been doing it for a long time.
Now, what made you guys want to study chemical engineering and broadcasting when you had that talent? Not only do you guys have voices, but you guys have ears to sing
at
notes.
that
that are
school,
so
it wasn't
good.
really encouraged.
Yeah,
In
no.
fact,
Oh.
they used to run us off the campus for singing those devil chords
It was a Christian
all the
school,
time. Yeah.
so
Oh,
but
yeah,
really
that's right.
conservative.
They have demonic chords.
yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Demonic chords.
they used to preach about us
Yeah.
in the pulpit.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know,
really?
and not even know what they're talking about, but I mean, they try. But yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Now those same preachers call us for benefits.
Right.
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 Do a benefit for us. Remember, I used to be in
The
school.
church need a building
Exactly.
fund.
Another one.
Yeah.
So, who would you say was some of your early musical influences?
Yeah, that's a good question because it varies for each of us. I think I was more into the jazz scene as well as some of the more like I was a huge Prince fan. We were all huge. I don't know anybody who is not an Earth, Wind and Fire fan.
Right.
Right.
Of course.
So that kind of thing. So that's the kind of music that I really listen to and that just touched me. So even now, I pretty much love just about any genre of music, except I have a harder time grasping country music.
Very well put, Dave.
You know what I mean? It's on me. It's not
Dave
you. It's me.
2032. USA.
It's not you. It's me. So yeah.
But funny to know, the Pointer Sisters won a Grammy for a country song.
Yeah.
That was their first.
that's-
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ray
And-
Charles did
and-
a country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Charlie
so did
Charlie
Lionel
Charlie.
Richie. A lot of his big
And
hits,
it was a lot of
Ceylon, and
times-
yeah, they had a country.
And we were
as-
signed to Warner Brothers in Nashville. That was
Okay.
our first record
Oh,
deal
country
for
division.
years in the country music
Yeah.
division. Well, country division of Warner Brothers, but yeah. And so even then, the music that I thought was country, that they were saying, "Oh man, I'm starting to like country." I said, "That's not really country. That's really pop."
Yeah,
Right.
You know
like
what I
Taylor
mean?
Swift.
So after a
yeah.
while,
Right.
the 80s and 90s,
It
the
started to
country
morph,
almost
yeah.
morphed into pop music. So So yeah, everything changes over time, I guess.
Yeah.
Now, how did you guys decide who was going to do what part?
Well,
everybody
we tried Vin at first tenor, and it just wasn't working out.
I don't think
for
for him
some
it
reason.
Give me another chance, man.
Please, I'll do it.
One more chance.
Well, no, seriously though, when we got into the group already had its own structure.
Okay.
So we were just replacing guys that had left the group.
Okay.
And so, yeah, and then over time, depending on what your capabilities were, suddenly you're used in other areas as well.
Right.
So when you got in the group, it was Claude and the Kibble brothers?
Claude, Mark, not Joey,
Okay.
Mark Kibble and Mervin.
Okay.
Those are the three that were left from the great defection.
Okay.
Defection.
So
So it was you, it was the two of you and Cedric Dent
And
that
Cedric
joined.
Dent.
That joined the
Amen,
group,
right.
exactly.
That's my favorite. I love Cedric.
Exactly.
Oh, your favorite.
I
Really?
love
Well, we're out of here.
Wow.
End of the interview.
Right.
I know,
Started
she-
something. See, started something.
Thank you,
I
Chantilly.
didn't mean
She thinking
that.
out loud.
Oh my
Look,
God.
you gonna eat all that pizza by yourself.
I love the
hilarious.
entire group. I'm
No,
obsessed.
just playing.
See how the women do it, man? They do it
So
every
just
time.
playing.
So as we do here on We Love Rare Grooves, we like to mix the music with the conversation.
Okay,
Because the
do it.
music gonna strike a chord, especially when we start off with one of your first. And we're gonna come back and talk about how that all came together in a collaboration. And tonight we also want to take people on a musical journey. Since we're doing a cappella, we want to see what your history
Okay.
is on some of these groups that we playing. We're just
Right.
gonna enjoy the
Gotcha.
music, enjoy the conversation here on We Love Rare Grooves with none other than Take 6. We got Dave Thomas,
Thomas.
Yes,
and Alvin Chea.
Chia.
Chia.
You've been in Pittsburgh. You've been in
That's all right.
Pittsburgh too
all
long.
over the place.
Doing up them voices, man.
I'm fast, but I'm not that
hold
fast.
up. It's Chia, not Cheetah.
Chia.
Chia.
Like the pet.
Like a chia pet.
There's no T in the name.
Think hair. No.
Right.
Speed.
Ch-ch-ch-chia.
Oh, because that's what I need to grow.
Right.
from.
Me too. Me too.
Hey, we want to thank our sponsors, Wings Limousine, and also, Wings Limousine, Beverly Boys, and also our girl.
She gets the word, next thing you know, it's in the street. By the time it's been repeated, all the truth has been deleted. Oh, what a shame. Love her again. It seems like everything we hear is just a tale. But I've got something that would never ever. I know somebody who cares. He's got it made. He won't admit it, but it's just a masquerade. He's a modern day deceiver with a case of falsehood fever. What a shame. It's a game. And then there's devotion. Sarah, ain't she sweet? Oh, yes, she ain't. She gets the word, next thing you know, it's in the street. By the time it's been repeated, all the truth has been deleted. Oh, what a shame. Love her again. Seems like everything we hear is just a tale. But I've got something that would never ever fail. It's gonna spread love. Oh, it's gonna spread light. Spread love. The truth is in the sky. I've often said love could open any door. Oh, but I wish we had much more. More love is what we need. Da 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 da. They have subscriptions to the gossip magazines with a twisted sense of vision. They treat rumors like religion. Now what a shame. It's the same old way of these days. It seems like everything we hear is just a tale. I believe in something that will never fail. we need. What the world needs now. I'm telling you, love is what we need. More love is what we need. What the world needs now. We need more love. More love is what we need. Spread love instead of spreading lies. Spread your love. The truth needs no disguise. Say love could open any door, but I wish we had much more love. Love is what we need. More love. Spread love. Hey, gotta spread love. Spread love. Truth needs no disguise. Say love could open any door, but I wish we had much more. Love is what we need. Yeah.
You're my love, you're my angel, you're the girl of my dream. I'd like to thank you for waiting patiently. Daddy's home, Daddy's home to stay. How I've waited for this moment to be by your side. Your best friend wrote and told me you had teardrops in your eyes. Daddy's home, Daddy's home to stay. It wasn't on a Sunday, Monday and Tuesday went by. It wasn't on a Tuesday afternoon. All I could do was cry, but I made a promise that you treasure. I made it back home to you. come to stay. All aboard, get on board. All aboard, get on board.
There's a train coming somewhere down the track. The people that ain't ready better step in back. This train has been running since time began. It's running on the love of your fellow man. All aboard, you better get on board. All aboard, child, you better get on board. People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. All aboard, child, you better get on board. All aboard, Lord, you better get on board. People get ready, the train is going to Jordan. It's picking up passengers coast to coast. Faith is the key, it opens the doors for boarding. You don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. I believe, I truly believe that one day the world will be full of love. I truly believe. There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner, one who would hurt all mankind just to save his own. We should have pity on those, cause their chances grow thinner. There's no hiding a place amongst the kingdom's throne. All aboard, child, you better get on board. 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 All aboard, Lord, you better get on board. All aboard, Lord, you better get on board. There's a train coming all down the track. The people that ain't ready got to step in. Lord, the train's been running since time began. The Lord before you, we sure do need him now. Oh, we sure do need him now. Oh, Lord, we sure do need him now. If we ever needed the Lord before, we sure do need him now. We need him every day and every hour. If we ever needed the Lord before, we sure do need him now. Oh, we sure do need him now. Oh, Lord, we sure do need him now. If we ever needed the Lord before, we sure do need him now. We need him every day and every hour. We need him in the morning. Need him. We need him in the night. Need him. We need him in the noonday when the sun is shining bright. If we ever needed the Lord before, we sure do need him now. Oh, we sure do need him now. Oh, Lord, we sure do need him needed the Lord before. We sure do need Him now. We need Him every day and every hour. We need Him when we're happy. Oh, we need Him when we're sad. We need Him when we're burdened. Just to make our hearts feel glad.
That's
every
heavenly.
line.
That's
Got every
divine.
line.
I'm actually impressed.
Man.
This song right here, If We Ever Need the Lord Before, We Sure We Need Him Now. When you guys came out, well, this was around the time I was listening to this record that my grandfather passed away. And this record got me through that grief time. This
man.
record and BB and CC Winans Heaven record.
Exactly.
Both of those records were around at the same time,
Right.
or I was listening to them at the same time. And this really got me in the mid-90s. This got me through
I used to
that
play, I used
death.
to play it during my gospel time. You know.
Yeah. This was
I
a
used to play.
go-to from top to
right.
bottom.
Oh,
While we
absolutely.
were recording that CD album back then, BB was coming over to the house all the time and hanging out with us. And,
Right.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we.
I was
matter of fact,
dating
we
the youngest
sang
Winans daughter.
exactly,
It was all together now.
and we
Right.
sang on Heaven, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Which songs did you guys sing?
Heaven.
Older.
Heaven.
That's you guys.
That's,
Okay.
that's Vin, and he older.
Oh my God. Teach me, because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And there was
It
another
came
song that
together.
BB sang by himself that we actually started doing backgrounds on that one as
Meantime?
well. Meantime.
Ah.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, it got your stuff.
It got me through, honey. I'm telling you, those records got me through.
And then we started the show off with Spread the Love. We're going to come
Spread
back.
love.
Spread love. Spread love.
Spread love.
Spread, not the.
Spread love.
Yes.
Yeah, get it correct, man.
Spread love.
Hey, man, y'all know I make up words.
As you
What
go,
can I say?
all the
Every
time.
you know. 'Cause we love Red Grooves. I make up words. But we put some other groups out there, kind of amazed y'all tonight.
It was all good.
Right.
Yeah, you were playing the Persuasions, People Get Ready. We actually covered that song on one of our projects as well, Beautiful World.
Okay, you
And
did?
Marcus
Okay.
Mello actually produced that project for us.
Beautiful.
Fun
That's
fact
it. Fun fact.
on this song. Listen where they go with this. See how they threw that in there? Michael McDonald, the Doobie Brothers. You didn't
on
get
now.
that?
That's why
Yeah,
you did.
points, bonus
That's
points.
why, that's why you
That
did.
cost us a little bit of money too.
It did it?
That little line
It cost
cost us
y'all
some
a
money.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Who was listening? I wonder.
The songwriter.
Everybody. So you guys had to get permission first to do that or no?
I don't
We
know if
didn't.
you get
We just
permission.
did
Yeah, you got to pay him though.
Uh-oh.
You paid him for that little part, huh?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
And it was right around that time that they started coming up with more standardized rules for
Right, 'cause of the-
taking other people's music.
Because
Because of the
Samples.
hip hop,
Yeah.
right?
Grabbing
Because of the
stuff.
rap.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Wow.
Yeah.
exactly.
So how did you guys come together on the very first album, and why did you guys pick gospel music to be your entrance?
There was never a choice where
Yeah.
we were going to sing. We came together at a Christian college, and that's the only thing that anybody was doing. So we got together and we started singing, and it was just old spirituals that everybody would just modernize.
Right.
That was kind of the formula. You know, whoever could hook up this song, everybody knew the song. It's like a fake book. Everybody knew
Right.
the songs, but who could hook it up and who could do the most tricks and send the guys do that. And,
Right.
Wow,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Exactly.
Then you were kings of the campus, and then from there you just kind of went on.
And we were actually, according to the conservative religion that we grew up in, we were actually stretching the boundaries of what we were supposed to be able to do anyway.
As you
Wow,
should.
So-
As you should.
And so because of that, and a lot of those songs, we would just really be doing jazz. But like Vince said, because we only conceived of doing Christian music, it was the material that we were covering were Christian standards, like Negro spirituals specifically.
Wow.
Beautiful.
So who did the arrangements? I have to know.
Mark is the
Mark.
main arranger, and I say this
Wow, okay.
hands down. Mark is the best a cappella vocal arranger I would say that has ever lived, but at least on the planet right now.
So
Right.
all of that stuff that we're listening to, all y'all movements and who gonna come in and tell the story,
Mark.
that's all him.
That's Mark.
That's
In
Mark
fact,
and Merv as well, and
yeah.
Cedric as well. So
when I first got in the group, I thought it was all Merv because Merv had so much flash, and he was
Right.
Mr. Arranger.
and he had another group as well.
Right.
Merv had a different group.
So when I came to rehearsal for the first time, that fact that If We Ever was the very first song I learned in the group, and everybody went to their seats, but Mark went to the piano bench. And I was like, well, what's he doing up there? Then he turned around and started playing it. And as Mark played, sounded just like Alliance was singing.
Wow.
Alliance was the group before Take Six. And I was like, it was like all of a sudden it just opened
light-
up to me. It was
Like,
like,
yeah.
it's him.
It's you.
Yeah.
And so as Mark was the main arranger for Take Six, of course, Merv actually did a lot of arrangements, and so did Sid. Because Merv and Sid actually went to the University of Alabama together to get their masters in arranging.
Oh.
A lot of people don't know that. But the whole thing is really the sound of Mark Kibble.
Wow.
All that walking bass,
Yeah.
all of that stuff, that's Mark.
Yeah.
When to come in, and they tell.
Right.
They always have a story that they tell when they. Wow, that is fantastic.
Now, earlier when we came in, we started off. We were going back to Spread the Love, but we played a little bit from the Velvet Angels, the Flamingos, also Shep and
You
the
went back on
Limelight.
us, brother.
Right,
You went
right.
back.
Persuaded.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that, and Alvin, I wanted you to go back into what we were saying about doo-wop.
Yeah.
And the different eras of how the music is and how doo-wop compared to what you guys were doing.
Yeah. So the early stuff that you were playing, that is like, it's kind of, I guess, from places like Philly, the street corners, that
New
vibe.
York,
But
right.
it's harmony, and it's ensemble harmony, meaning everyone's singing at the same time, and they're kind of blending and singing the same syllables. Ooh wah, whatever it is. Ooh doo doo doo. Da, 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 do, 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 that kind of stuff. That's doo-wop. That's classic
Exactly.
doo-wop.
Right.
Guys that just kind of get together on the street corner and do it. There's one lead, and he's the featured guy.
Okay.
You
Right.
know, later on, the guys would get some moves together and that kind of thing for choreography, but it was all about the lead guy. He's out front, Frankie Lyman killing it.
Right.
What Mark and that whole generation of what we were trying to do ushered in, and why it sounded so different, is because we started emulating a big band.
Exactly.
Right.
And big bands have the screaming horn sections
Right.
and the walking bass and the lead lines, and they kind of trade off in battles of the different parts of the thing. And we were emulating that with Take Six. We replaced all of the need for any kind of backing instrument. So even groups like Temptations and those kind of classic, just awesome vocal groups, they still
Basically doo-wop.
Yeah, they're
Right,
basic.
right.
There's a need for the instruments because what they're doing is adding to it. You know, wonderfully, but they're adding to it. With us, we just said, throw everything out. We got it.
Which I guess sort of played into our longevity because no one else could really come out there and do what we did, because as you listen to it, you think, well, let me go study some vocal music.
Right.
But that's not
That's
what
not
we
where-
were, that's
yeah.
not where we were coming from. That's not the tradition that our arrangements were coming from. It was coming from, like Vince said, the big band, more like
Count Basie.
Count Basie.
Louis
Duke
Armstrong.
Ellington.
Exactly.
Right.
Going
So
to-
that's a good segue
Boss
because
Brass, yeah.
I was asking you guys offline about Sing Off and how when I was in music school, you guys were the pinnacle. I mean, we
Yeah.
could do Manhattan Transfers, but if we said, well, let's
Right.
try this Take Six, it was like, well, we're not right there. Right, you got to write that music so we can see if we
Yeah.
can read it. But what do you think is you guys' secret for success? I mean, we have so many shows that try to create. They're all trying to create Take Six. That's what it is. And I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that's
like
that's
another-
what.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to
It's
do.
another group like they're trying to be like Take Six.
Yeah, they're
Starts
all-
with a P. So
They're all trying to be you guys. What do you think sets you guys apart in your secret to success?
Well, I think just kind of like what we just talked about, the way we vocally approach it, or the way the arranger approaches it. We don't look to add to whatever instrumentally is going on. We look to be the band, the
package,
entire
the
thing.
entire
Yeah.
package.
Right.
And we don't have a problem with breaking up to divide. I mean, like sometimes they'll have me playing, doing the bass and the baritone so that the leads can double. And then sometimes we'll ensemble, like Quiet Place, everybody's together. And sometimes there's the swing, you know, and there's a walking bass versus the lead and that kind of thing with the horn section, that staff. So a lot of different ways to approach it. And we're still learning. You know, there's still ways to skin this cat, and so it's all about communication and what we're trying to accomplish.
But I'll add what adds to what I think another factor that adds to our longevity is basically something we were talking about earlier. People don't put the time in, are not willing to put the time in to rehearse the way that we were. And when we tell people how much we rehearse, literally 30 hours a weekend. That just on the weekend alone, because we were all full-time students at the time. Excuse me. And so because of that, we were able to craft a sound that only time can make, if that makes any sense.
Right.
And nowadays you have a lot of
Microwave.
microwave, but a lot of plugins and things that can help you sound good. Back then, it was what it was. So if you couldn't do it, you couldn't do it.
It was raw.
My analogy is your grandmama didn't take the greens out the can.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And as you said,
Like,
that's
give me that can opener so I can get these greens.
And
You
that's
look at her
what-
like,
Exactly.
I can't open it.
and that's what's making you guys timeless as we continue the show here on We Love Rare Grooves with our guests Take 6, Alvin and Dave, current members. Hey, take me away, Beverly Boys Video Production.
Boys.
For all your go-to guys for all your video production needs.
Hey.
My name's Dave Patterson. I'm a Seattle area videographer. I've been working with Beverly Boy Productions for over 2 years, and I can say they are great to work with. They've always provided me with the information I need so that when I show up on set, I can shoot exactly what's necessary to tell the story the client is trying to tell. Call sheets that include the who, what, why, where, when of the video shoot, production notes, gear requirements, crew requirements, load-in time, all that. Makes my job a lot easier, and ultimately it produces the results that the client's going to be happy with. This is what a professional company like Beverly Boy Productions does, and also it's one of the reasons why I really enjoy working with them. It's a bit of a family vibe. They're very low-key, low-pressure, but they're very professional at the same time, and they get the results, and that's ultimately what matters most. I'm proud to be a shooter for Beverly Boy Productions, and if you're looking for a company to produce your next video production, by all means, give them a call. They can handle any sort of scale project, from a single-person interview to a large production with multiple cameras and large crews. You won't be disappointed with the results. Give them a call.
Hundred 385-1243. That's 1-800-385-1243. That's right. Beverly Boys Video Production for all your video production needs from LA to Miami to New York to England and back here. So give them a call, as they say. Beverly Boys. So we're back here with Take 6 coming to Alvin and Dave. We can ready to come into. Now you guys did this right here, man, and when you did this song, I mean, you took it from EWF, man, and put your own spin on it. We're going to talk about it, but we're going to go ahead and play the music, and we're going to come back, and we got some conversation with some great heavy hitters that kind of was influential when you guys started out.
Right.
Cool. We'll get into that. So let's give our We Love Rare Grooves audience all around the globe some more Take 6 here. DJ DeVoe, DJ Red, take me away.
make this quick. Gotta make it stick. Better begin, so listen up, won't you give it ear to hear, him communicate. So much to say, so little time. Revives when you have fun, so taking this along. Only got about a minute, ain't apropos. Not too many seconds in it, and not too spare. I tried to quit somewhere where I can sleep, just the way you let the story it down. How about yours? No time for insensitive chatness. So much to say, so little. If you can be attentive, don't be repentive, give a gag, let's try. The rules aren't attempted, but it is redemptive. A formula for rich your life. So much to say, so little time.
Definitely beautiful, original. That you validate is range from infinity.
And yet we have so much to say. So much to say. So much to say. So much to say. So much to say.
Thank you for calling Studio.
You between the galaxies, the meaning if you see what I mean. Say what?
Little girl, what's on your mind? Am I wasting my time? You seem to look so sad whenever I'm around. Tell me, am I letting you down? You've got to give a little love, take a little love. Give a little love for love. Give a little love, take a little love. Give a little love for love. Baby, give a little love, take a little love. Give a little love for love. Love. Now, girl, tell me what's wrong. Are you leading me on? It used to be so sweet, just you and me. Don't tell me that you're letting me down. You've got to give a little love, take a little love. Give a little love for love. Give a little love, take a little love. Give a little love for love. Baby, give a little love, take a little love. Give a little love for love. Love. It used to be so.
Or a carnival balloon, like a carousel that's turning, running rings around the moon, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes on its face, and the world is like an apple spinning silently in space, like the circles that you find in the windmills of your mind. Oh, that like a tunnel that you follow to a tunnel of its own, down a hollow to a cavern where the sun has never shone, like a door that keeps revolving in a half-forgotten dream, or the ripples from a pebble someone tosses in the stream, like a clock whose hands are sweeping past the minutes on its face, and the world is like an apple whirling silently in space, like circles that you find in the windmills of your mind. Keys that jingle in your pocket, da-da, jangle in your head. Why did summer go so quickly? Was it something that I said? Love
love to the color of her hair. Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, on a never spending reel. As the images unwind, like the circles that you'll find in the windmills of your mind. Pictures hanging in the hallway, or the fragment of a song. Half remembered names and faces, but to whom did they belong? When you knew that it was over, were you suddenly aware that the autumn leaves were turning to the color of her hair? Like a circle in a spiral, like a wheel within a wheel, never ending or beginning, on an ever spinning reel. As the images unwind, the circles that you find on the windmills of your
When you say that you kill in the name of God or in the name of Allah, you are truly cursing God, for that is not of God. When you say that you hate in the name of God or Allah, you are lying to God, for that is not of our Father. Let us pray that we see the light. Good morning, evening, friends. Here's your friendly announcer. I have serious news to pass on to everybody. What I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love in me, love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Hate's gone round, breaking many hearts. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Sing with me, Tennessee. The thoughts of evil plans to make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. If love and peace you treasure, then you hear me when I say, oh, that love in me.
Hey, welcome back to the Groove Studios, man. Live, acapella live.
Yeah,
with
welcome
Take
back.
6 here in the Groove Studios.
We've got a
joining
caller,
us.
too.
We got a caller?
Caller.
Probably
All right, let's take
Colleen,
the caller
she
before we
been-
go.
Yeah, get that caller in before they disappear.
Thank you for calling We Love Rare Grooves. Who do we have on the line?
We've got Robert A.
Robert.
Oh, the
Robert.
consultant.
What you got in store for us, consultant? What's happening?
There you go. Great show tonight. And to one comment and a question. Number one, absolutely love your Christmas album every year. It's one of those things that are almost an institution. And then secondly, I want you to kind of assess where the vocal groups are today. Number one, there are not that many, but not hating on them, but just to talk to you, particularly as you guys are just, real great musicians, the quality of the work that you see from vocal groups from young people today.
Wow.
Well, first, Robert A., thanks for calling in to Rare Grooves, listening to Take 6 as well. And for the record, we have 3 Christmas CDs. So
Hey, 3.
Okay, all right.
And I got a couple of videos I play every year.
But when it comes to the vocal music, so when the 80s came around, the synthesizer really just had reached its almost peak. So you had a lot of electronic based music. Once you got to the end of the 90s into the new decade, then suddenly vocals started to become important again. And so just like any new technology, it finds its place in the whole picture of music and music creation. So I think we're now coming back into a phase where vocals are actually coming back to the forefront. Excuse me, because when we travel around to different places all around the world, especially at the university level, there's a massive a cappella movement that's happening at the university level, where pentatonics and some of these groups from the sing-off, that's really where they come from. And so it's almost cool now to actually be in an a cappella group. Not almost, it is cool to be in an a cappella group on a college campus these days once again. So, which means to me that, say, in the next 3 or 4 or 5 years and into the future, that's going to be a massive thing and a new wave back into not just a cappella, but vocal forward music, I would say.
Beautiful. Yeah. And then you got TV shows like Glee that are, bringing
This guy does most of the bass singing for Glee.
Do you?
I did the underscore for it.
Yeah.
Glee.
He said doom doom doom.
Yeah, I did all that.
There you go.
Wow,
Live
I didn't know
in
that.
color. Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so and just to put a cap on that, Robert. So I think so when you ask me and ask us to then sort of give a critique of where they are, I think sort of bubbling underneath the surface is exactly what those of us that kind of grew up with what we call real music are looking for. And not that even guys that do hip hop, guys that do sampling. See, what I really like as a producer, I'm looking for the creativity. If that makes any sense. So I don't care how you get there. If you demonstrate to me a uniqueness to your creativity, I love it. So I think right now, if I were to critique some of the vocalists, it became more from the 80s, 90s into the new decade. Suddenly it was about the soloists. Now it's about the rest of the singers as well. So look for it.
Yay.
Well, thank you very much. I absolutely love your music, and keep on doing your thing.
Thank you, man. Thanks for calling.
All right.
All right, Robert A., we missed you, man.
So we ended with this video of Stevie Wonder, man.
Well, we were laughing because
where was that at?
When I looked, that was out here.
Yeah, it was at Sony on right by the Grove.
Yeah, so the
Top
funny
secret
thing
location.
is how that came out with an a cappella opening was not how we had rehearsed with Stevie for about a week. And we were rehearsing with the band, getting together, just hanging out because Stevie's like our big brother anyway. So we're hanging out, rehearsing and working and chilling. And as the curtain came up, Stevie says, because we hadn't planned it to be a cappella, so that's not the way it was arranged. Stevie says, Nate, we're not gonna use the band. Just take 6 and me a cappella. In 3, 2. And we're like, what? That's why we're sitting there like this, singing the whole time, like, oh my God.
Pumping your fingers, huh?
But that's when that 30 hours a weekend kicked in, like, we got this.
Throughout the window.
We got this.
Bye-bye.
We got to get this.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were so nervous. That's one of the first few times I can hear it. and see
Oh, you
what
heard-
it really
you heard
it sounded good. Yeah, so
Sounded real good to me.
Sound real right. We didn't.
Our co-host over here sang with Stevie also.
yeah.
Would she tell him?
Yeah.
She told Stevie to modulate.
No, I didn't.
Take it up, Stevie.
Don't waste my time
And
down
he
here,
did,
girl.
didn't he?
He did. And we showed the video on one of the shows. We're gonna bring
I
it
love
back
it.
for you.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Love it. No, we hear her singing the whole time. She's got it down.
Now, where did the name Take Six come from? Because you guys had a different name, or the group had a different name.
We were
before.
signed as Alliance.
Oh, you signed as Alliance.
Yeah, when we first signed to Warner Brothers, we were signed as Alliance, and of course, them being the professional company that they are, they did a trademark search, and there was a local trademark in the Northwest, somewhere around Seattle, something like that, for a group that was called Alliance. And so
The insurance company? No, I'm kidding.
Rock band or something.
Right.
Yeah. And so even though they weren't too similar to what we were doing, Warner Brothers said just change your name so we don't have any name issues.
So who came up with Take Six?
We came up with
A bunch of
hundreds of names.
Nth degree, hamburgers, anything.
It just and Take Six was not anyone's favorite. It was
Really?
one
Nobody
that
hated
no
it.
one hated.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nobody hated it.
No one hated Take Six. So
Yeah,
that's
like
whatever, man.
exactly.
Everybody kind of was
Yeah,
like,
whatever. And we were tired by that point
Yeah,
anyway.
it was another one of those 2 a.m. things.
Exhausted.
Oh, about 2 a.m.
Yeah,
like,
we'll go
fight
with
you
that.
anymore.
We'll go with that.
We'll roll with that.
Yeah, exactly.
No names in the hat, huh?
Yeah, no, it was all on paper.
Oh,
Now tell me
Mini
about
sheets.
your involvement with Ray Charles.
Oh,
Uncle
man.
Ray.
Uncle Ray,
yeah.
man. So we first met Ray, and just like all the other icons that we were privileged to meet and perform
Can you
with.
do it in Ray's voice like you did
No, I
Stevie's
can't
voice?
really do Ray that
really
much.
had Stevie down.
I
No?
can do his body, but I'm gonna kick the camera over.
He had Stevie down.
Yeah, Stevie down. They gonna do it.
And Ray was like, man, of course we got to get in the studio together. So Mark was the lucky guy who was privileged to actually go out and be in the studio with Ray, because we had recorded everything that we had done already in Nashville.
Right.
Mark flew out to L.A. and hung out in the studio with Ray, and he just, as you've heard all along, he just killed it as his usual self. And the thing about Ray that's interesting is while he had a lot of gospel influence, he
Right.
didn't really like gospel music.
Oh, okay.
So, and not a lot of people know that. So
I know
he
that.
just had that style
Right.
and didn't really like gospel music.
Came out of the church, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
thought he was. Yeah.
And a lot of times, as all of us who are part of the church know that if you are actually looking at the people in the church, sometimes you can get jaded. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So you never
lot
know
of
what
times
somebody
you can
goes
get
through.
A
Yeah.
lot of times. Now, does everybody live in LA or does everybody live different places?
3 of us are here, 2 guys Nashville, 1 guy Orlando.
So how does that work? How do you
We
guys
meet at airports, baggage claim. We meet at baggage claim,
Baggage
literally.
claim.
and-
like
and head
they're
to the
rehearsing
gig.
that baggage claim?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So if we need to rehearse, we'll go to either Nashville or out here to LA.
wow.
How's the scene in Nashville?
Country.
Music City?
Yeah.
Country.
It's Music City. So
Right.
while country is the main genre down there in Nashville, but all styles of music
Yeah, it is.
are really appreciated in Nashville. And you can go to some of those clubs down in downtown Nashville
Right.
and just be fed musically.
I like to appreciate Nashville from LA.
Right. That's right.
Oh, okay.
Best appreciated from
Best.
Have you
know,
guys
right
ever
around
done
these
the
parts.
Grand
From
Ole
Great
afar.
place to visit.
Yeah,
but
from
I wouldn't
afar.
want to
They
live
have
there.
done. They have done the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
That's
yeah.
You guys did it?
crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's not too
Oh,
many stages we
yeah,
haven't actually
no,
been
that's
on.
True. That's
Wow.
Yeah.
That's special.
That's
Yeah.
Grand Ole Opry. That's huge.
So what's
Now, what venue that you've been to where you're like, it just felt good, you sounded real good there?
Room sound good?
Yeah.
true. There's so literally there's so many that we've been to, but I just to give you a perspective of what 33 years will do for you. When we first came out, we were doing Radio City Music Hall. We did that with Stevie. We did Hollywood Bowl a bunch of times. It
Right.
didn't really appreciate it because it just happened so fast. Recently, probably about the last 5 years ago, we went back and went to Hollywood Bowl, and we went there. I was like, wow, this place is big.
Yeah.
There were a lot of seats. Now you appreciate the work that it takes to pack this place out.
Yeah, right.
You know?
When you guys were moving so fast, probably you didn't have time to really.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, all the traditional halls like Carnegie.
Carnegie's great.
But nowadays they're now starting to design halls that you can actually change the sound of the venue.
Wow.
The Schoenberg in Nashville is one of those. You can literally change like pieces of the wall, and it changes the reflection of the sound.
Wow.
Depending on how you want the sound that night.
You guys did Disney? You guys did Disney?
We did.
do
We
Disney.
sure
Yeah,
did.
he's like, oh,
when they first opened.
Yeah, we
No
sure
more
did.
yelling like, I need more reverb. Can you move that wall, please?
Right.
Thank you.
Exactly. They can tune the room.
Right.
And Kennedy, right?
And can, of
Yeah,
course, yeah.
in every single place in Kennedy.
What area of the world that you haven't been that you would like to go? Because you open up markets in Australia, you're all over Europe.
I would love to see Egypt.
Egypt?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Me too.
Yeah, we haven't really done we've been to China a couple of times, but we haven't really gone through China, if that makes any sense. So
Big
good
Red.
to see that as well.
Big Red.
Where did you go in China?
Big red.
There you go. Work it out.
We were in
we are.
Shanghai, and we were in another city for a couple of nights. I can't remember which one it was when we did that jazz festival.
Oh, yeah.
But,
no, that wasn't Shanghai. What was that Shanghai?
That was Shanghai. There was
Yeah.
another place, but the names we would obliterate.
Right.
Trying to say
How about
have
you done South Africa?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've done with the Jazz Festival?
Yeah.
love
Dave
it
almost
down there.
died in South Africa.
What?
Yeah, no,
great.
Ben tried to get an animal to kill me in South Africa.
He was on a safari trying to sing.
Yeah, no, he was walking out.
baboon.
Yeah,
So we did a safari. And,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna take the
we
picture
did a
next
safari.
to that.
It could have been
Tiger,
And the
right?
Rangers were like, so we put you in your little bungalow and we close this gate. Don't come out. If you need anything, call us. We'll drive back and get you and do what you got to do.
Y'all was
So you see
singing
what
through
kind
the
of
gate.
kid Dave was.
So we were like,
Singing through the gate.
as soon as he left, Joey and I grabbed a big stick and just went walking out into the wilderness.
So I had to teach them a lesson for their sake, for their safety.
So you locked it.
Did
We
you
were
lock the door?
literally
No, I didn't lock
as
the
close
door.
as we are to you guys to a mother rhino and a baby rhino. Well, the baby, and once we walked over the hill, we saw we kind of stopped. We just kind of made ourselves small so we wouldn't be threatening. But the baby they were eating in the grass, and next thing you know, the baby gets interested in us and starts coming over to us. But the mother charges every time the baby did that to get between us and the baby. So we were keeping still. This guy comes running out. Hey! I guess he thought he called himself scaring the rhino away. But we were like, oh, please, man. Please stop. You're going to get us killed. Please stop.
Literally.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was a harrowing experience, but beautiful because we
Okay.
walked down to like the little lake there.
you
and
wanna
it was
even
like
get-
Disney.
but you-
It was like Disney.
I bet if you would have started singing,
That's
they
what
would
I'm
have.
about to say. They should just start singing.
They might join in. Yeah.
Right.
Everybody would have started going like this. Like, continue.
As we continue here on We Love Rare Grooves with, man, the iconic Take 6. You like that? Iconic.
I see where you're going.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
We're going to get into
Does that
the
thing
new-
zoom?
Does
Does that thing zoom?
Iconic. Hey, we got some music. We're going to play some music from the new iconic Take 6 tonight. But give us a little love with our favorite Wings Limousine. Will you
Ride like a star.
Welcome to Wings Limousine, where we get it right on the first time and create the magic in your night. The owner of Wings Limousine, Deborah Leggins, established her company of solid principles, bring service with a smile and laughter.
I drive people around from girls' night out, weddings, airport pickups, quinceañeras, you name it, that's what I do.
She has received several awards from the Better Business Bureau, from the mayor's office, as well as the governor. She escorted several celebrities to red carpet events and has served as the official transportation company of the Sparks and the Clippers. Beyond Wings' fleet of luxury cars, Wings also has special party buses to Vegas or a more intimate ride using our one-of-a-kind Mercedes Sprinter. And if your company wants to brand their name on our vehicles, we also offer wrapping. Remember just one, the name you can trust for superior service. Wings Limousine. Call now for reservations.
Just once.
Find a way to finally make it right.
Okay, I'll take the top.
Make the magic last for more than just one night.
They can all get to it. Know that we we can do it just once. Oh, you about to go into okay? I like that.
Like, let's switch the key.
I don't want to play with them no more.
Me neither, man.
Or as once somebody said, modulate.
Take your toys and go home, huh?
We are going to do that.
So that's our Rare Grooves acapella.
Acapulco.
There's usually more guys here. They just all yell together.
Acapulco, Acapulco.
They've yet to get the words.
Oh man, go.
We always do forget the words.
Yeah.
Yeah, even me. I never know any words.
When we come back, are we going to do Shantini and 60?
Sure.
Can you do that with them tonight?
Yeah.
All right.
Now, question. What is the worst performance you've done where you guys said, oh my God, we were terrible? Like, what happened? Has that ever happened?
Can anybody else tell?
sure
Yeah,
it's happened.
of course. There were times when, because we were in-ear monitors, so there are times when loud noises are happening in the monitor that the audience doesn't hear. So we're like, in the middle of a performance, and the people are like, what's wrong with these dudes?
Yeah,
they're possessed or whatever. Yeah. There's that. There was a time when we were walking out on stage. Merv was in the group at the time, and he tripped. And some of us are immature like me, and just start laughing.
Too.
And suddenly you can't sing. There was another time you guys mentioned the BRE, which is hilarious. We were at one of the BRE conventions, and it was a time when guys you've put product in their hair. Well, Claude was singing on stage.
First, he had hair.
Yeah, he had hair at the time.
At the time.
Until this. And so,
First he had hair.
next thing you know, we see somebody in the audience like, oh my God, getting a little napkin, handing it up. So we were like, what? Finally said, hit me. I looked up, this spiral of smoke.
Ooh.
Coming off his head. Next thing you know, as he started sweating more, it was billowing.
Like Michael Jackson?
Like Michael Jackson.
Wow.
And we had to stop singing. We could
Actually,
barely.
Whitney Houston was there at that.
Yeah, and she hands up. We were handing up glasses of water from their tables, everything. It was hilarious.
How did it catch on fire?
He had some weird product, and he was so close to the stage lights.
So, and we were underneath at a hotel.
Oh.
So the ceiling was low, but they still had all the lights.
So
So, the
he had-
lights were literally a foot and a half from our head.
That's because he had soul glow in his
Exactly.
head.
Right. Exactly.
Before LEDs. Before LEDs.
Exactly.
And they hot.
So as we
Burn it,
continue.
brother, up.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, but you know what? This reminds me. Y'all didn't want to bring it up, but wisdom. Wino singing on the corner. Come on, ain't nothing like a good wino singing. Y'all don't know nothing about
Well, it's
that?
more like nights like this.
But no, it's a winos on the corner growing up on Webster Avenue by the Webster Grill, and they playing crap, and then you got across the street from them.
Was this
you
on the
got
hill?
Yeah, that was on the hill. Baby Wine singing.
Wow. Wow.
They had a deal. I love it.
They should have got a deal.
Wow. That's hilarious.
They should have got a deal. I just wanted to bring that up since we were talking about acapella. But take me away to our next musical selection as we got Take 6 here in the Groove Studio. Alvin and Dave putting it down because they getting iconic. Take 6.
'cause I really love you, baby. Oh, I really love you, darling. Say you really love me, baby. Say you really love me, darling. 'Cause I really love you, baby. Oh, I really love you, darling. Say you really love me, baby. Say you really love me, darling. Oh, 'cause I really love you, baby. Show love you, darling. Like I am for you. Can we share love to last forever? And if so, let me know. Tell me it's real. This feeling that we feel. Tell me that it's real. Don't let love come just to pass us by. Try. It's all we have to do. It's up to me and you to make this special love last forevermore. Baby, you told me that you loved me and you never leave my side. And through the bitter end, through the thick and thin, you promised me, baby, that you wasn't going anywhere. Yes, you did. Baby, keep it real, let me know just how you feel. This feeling that we feel. Tell me that it's real. Don't let love come just to pass us by. It's all we have to do. It's up to me and you to make this special love last forevermore. I can't explain. The very first time that I saw your brown eyes, your lips said hello and I said hi. I knew right then you were the one. But I was caught up in physical attraction. But to my satisfaction, baby, you were more than just a face. And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady is a friend. And if I ever fall in love so true, I will be sure that the lady's just like you. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to We Love Rare Grooves.
We're back.
We're back, man. How we blend Take Six,
Shy,
Joe
Persuasions.
Man.
Get it in.
KC and Cho.
Now y'all got some new music out too, man. We're gonna sample that for a little bit. Some new music out. Take Six, Iconic. This is
Iconic, the brand new joint.
And this is your 12th? Is this the 12th?
Man, that's probably our 16th.
16th?
17th.
17th?
18th, 19th, which one?
Something.
And right now,
literally, it's one of the, I don't know that either one of us knows. It's
Yeah, I think it might be 17 or 18.
Right, it's charting too, right? It's in the top 10 on all.
It actually
urban.
debuted number one contemporary jazz. It actually came out at the same time it debuted number one in contemporary jazz charts. It was like number 9 on an R&B chart. It was also like number 19 on a new hip hop chart.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, man. And they can pick it up on all type
anywhere
of
music is sold, you'll find it.
iTunes,
all the digital outlets.
All the digital outlets.
It's there. It's
Tidal physical, if you can find it.
Oh,
well, you know, jazz fans are loyal, so I'm not surprised you guys.
Now,
we got the.
Can you get that in record form somewhere around the world?
Got albums?
You talking about like a mix and scratch kind of thing?
Yeah,
Vinyl.
I just told the record company, and I spoke with them I think last week. Once I found out that we were on the new hip hop chart, just like Spread Love, that's kind of one of the reasons why the first album took off as well. They had Spread Love in vinyl that the DJs just went crazy with.
Capri gave us a crazy mix,
Did it?
Literally.
All right, we getting ready to close up, but we want to do one thing before we close up. I know you got to get out here, but roll with us. We got to do our Dusty of the week, and then after that we're gonna close out. Get the Dusty of the week, brought to you by Sweet Events. And the reason we doing the Dusty of the week, man, because the group that we have on here, I mean, come on, some of these cats was born like in 1909.
Man. Oh my God,
man,
they were old. They were old.
But this came out probably in '54, a little bit before that. But we're gonna kind of like acapella where it started. Give me a little bit of "If I Didn't Care" by the Ink Spot. Check out this video.
Check it out.
If I didn't care more than words can say, if I didn't care, would I feel this way? If this isn't love, then why do I thrill? And what makes my head go round and round while my heart stands still? If I didn't care, would it be the same? Would my every prayer begin and end with just your name? And would I be sure that this is love beyond compare? Would all this be true if I didn't care for you?
If I didn't care, honey child, more than words can say. If I didn't care, would I feel this way? And darling, if this isn't love, then tell me, why do I thrill so much? And honey child, what is it that makes my head go round and round while my heart just stands still so much?
If I didn't care, would it be the same? Come on now. That's it now. Come on. That's the baby. Say, boy, what your mama gonna say if you see that you put like this?
Does anyone wanna go waltzing in the goddamn? Does anyone wanna go dance up on the roof?
All right.
Does anyone wanna go waltzing
That's the that's that new single right there. Check it out. Ruby Garden.
Single from Take 6, the iconic. Did it today. Boy, this is hot as fish grease, boy. Hot as fish grease right here. Pick that up today, man.
Hey, man, you gonna give it?
Right, we need we need that.
No, we keeping them for ourselves.
If someone calling right now,
Colleen can get one.
You call in, you can get you the new iconic CD right here.
Uh-oh, you about to start some trouble.
We'll take it. Caller number 10.
Caller number 10. We probably won't be on long enough, but if you call, we're going to make you number 10.
Now, do you guys have a website people can keep in contact with?
Take6.com.
Take6.com. Okay.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Hey.
So that's where you'll have all your upcoming tour dates and everything.
Yeah.
Is there
Instagram?
anything coming up right now?
Take6 official at all social media.
Okay.
What do we got coming on now?
That's already done.
Coming out? What do you say?
No, like any shows coming up that's already in stone.
I think the next show we do is somewhere in June. Then
we just came off a long Festival of Praise tour for about
2.5 months. Yeah.
So we're like unwinding from that, getting the new show together, and about to head out. So pretty much in
y'all
June,
gonna go out on another tour? Or y'all just taking individual dates?
Probably individual dates, and as the summer goes on, the tours will start kicking in.
Right,
And I think toward the end in July we go to Japan, then we go back to Europe.
Japan.
And then toward the end of the year we'll be touring the U.S.
Right.
Touring is overrated.
It is.
It definitely
Yeah, I was
But
just
I
about
got-
to ask you,
yeah.
how do you deal with living out of the suitcase and going from country to country,
tough, bro.
different cultures, different
joke.
foods?
Yeah.
But
Time zone.
it's called making
Tends to help
paper.
you have you regain water.
Yeah.
Retain.
I always lose weight. I always
Regain
lose
and
weight.
retain water. Yeah, no, it's tough on the road. It's tough on the road, and we've been doing it years and years and years.
Yeah.
Dave's son literally thought he lived at the airport when he was a little boy.
Exactly.
Wow.
Aww.
Exactly. Matter of fact,
Like, can
my
we go
son
do
was
Daddy
born.
Terminal
Is that the
6?
one that's calling right now?
Speaking of Roof
Is that the
Garden,
one that's calling right now?
yeah, he's the one.
Okay,
He's in the
so
studio
call.
now. But
Still trying to go home.
speaking of Al Jarreau, he was born during that tour. Our first tour with Al Jarreau.
Yeah.
My son, he sure was.
Born at Terminal 6?
1989. He was born. I got. My wife had to schedule a C-section. She was so angry because I only had 3 days off the tour to have a son.
Ooh. Dave was on the bus the next day after he had his son, and we were watching the video from the birth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Wow. Come on. Ooh, man. Who gonna cut it? Who gonna cut it? Who gonna cut it?
Hey, but
All that.
What?
For the good of the group.
But what a classic name for this CD, iconic. Because you
Very
guys
fitting.
are very fitting. You guys are iconic,
Thank you
and
so much.
we are honored so much to have you in the Groove Studios. You guys
Absolutely
are always welcome
pleasure.
back.
Oh,
Thank you
man,
very
It's
much.
some stuff we missed out on this. You know, y'all
gotta
gotta
have a part
come
two.
back.
You gotta
Yeah,
have
we
part
have to have a
two.
part two.
You gotta come back.
Got to come back before you leave.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, man. Here on We Love Rare Grooves.
You promise? You promise? You promise?
Oh, for sure.
There you go.
Hey man, I know we started off naming all the Grammys and the Dove Awards, and the team was like, man, what can we do? Because they got everything they need. But man,
Wow.
everyone that comes to the Groove Studios, from DJ Rez, DJ DeVoe, Shantini Irie, even Pretty Tony and myself, man, we want to honor you with our award here by being on the Groove.
Hey.
And We Love Rare
it's
Grooves, man.
on.
I don't know. Don't use it as a paperweight,
I
man.
like
Let
to
it go.
thank-
as a paperweight.
I
That's
like to
very
thank
cool.
my for this groovy.
Oh, yeah,
This is the groovy.
A groovy.
The Academy.
Right, but
very, very hip.
But
man.
if y'all
Thank
wanna
My
you.
Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to share any comments, about the show, man, I mean,
Please.
Absolutely, bro.
What I love about the show is the care that you guys take to actually give it a little perspective. You know what I mean?
Yes.
People can listen to the music, but to take down memory lane and the history where the music comes from.
Correct.
All about the music and put that all together in one show is awesome. So
That's what it's all
hats
about,
off to
man.
you
No
guys.
drama.
Yeah.
No drama. No
Right.
There you
It's
go.
all about the love. We
Yeah,
felt the
there you go.
love.
That's right.
right.
Thank you.
But you
We get
guys
the drama off
created
air.
it, man.
Yeah, off-air
For
drama,
your
yes.
fans all over the world. It'll be a replay of the show, and that's why we want to share this, man. And
Thank
share
you
the
so much,
history
man.
of this.
Thank you for
It'll
having
be
me.
on
Thank you for this
YouTube
great.
in a
This is
couple days.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Our
awesome.
groovy.
Yeah,
And
you
it's
gotta come.
on too. It's already on the mic.
Right.
I like that.
And you got to come
I
back with the
like
other
that.
guys. Got to come back with the other guys.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Indeed,
yes.
indeed.
Yeah,
So
good.
as we continue here on We Love Rare Grooves, next week is a holiday, Memorial Day.
Yes.
So
Right.
we'll do the best of We Love Rare Grooves, and we'll be
Best
coming
of.
back in June. What we lined up with Wah Wah Watson,
Wah,
Terry,
wah, wah,
Terry Steele. Also, the Waters family will be joining
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
And,
what
and
Nice.
hopefully
Nice.
we'll
What about,
Layla,
Nice.
Layla
What's my
Hathaway.
man that
Layla
plays
Hathaway.
at La Louisiane? Sonny.
Oh yeah, Sonny
Oh
gonna
my
be
God.
here.
Is
Sonny!
Sonny! Is
I
Sonny
got the
coming?
picture of Sonny.
Is
I'm
she
gonna
really
show
coming?
you. Who?
Sonny?
No, I'm talking
Sonny.
about the Sonny, the singer at La
Oh,
Louisiana.
Lord have mercy.
We got all kind of folks we get from La Louisiana.
Tell them where they can continue to join us, see the show.
Yes, so continue to follow us on our Facebook page, Instagram, and Twitter. We are on iHeartRadio and Spotify. And we are picked up in 52 different countries, so keep it moving.
Continued success.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
for those of you who want to watch the replay of this show, we'll be on YouTube in a couple of days. So just check it out. And thank you for your support.
As we continue here on
We Love Rare Grooves.
Be
Good
home
night,
soon,
everyone.
baby.
Hey, another
You did
great
say
show.
you validate, right?
No, we don't.